Okay, so I'm using some cheap palm oil as release agent for the cement. I basically go around, push the edge against it, come back with my hand. If you want to wear gloves, that's okay too. So you have to get everything to look wet. Even this top edge. So all this does is it allows the cement to come out of this mold a lot easier. Doesn't affect the cement. So the mix I use is 3 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. Do that again. 1, 2, 3. That's too wet, so I'm going to go again. One, 2, 3. This is a lot better, very much like oatmeal. Make sure you mix everything because that would show up on the surface of your mold. Okay, I like that a lot better. Now my fiber, polypropylene, spread it out as much as you can. Okay, now don't mix it right away. What you do is you basically push it in as much as you can, spread it around. Okay, now you can mix. So the idea is we need this to be hollow in the bottom so that we can get the sand to fall out once the planter is made. So what I usually do, actually I start with a ring. Okay, there's my ring. And I fill the center with the same gravel, push it in a bit. Okay, next row. And the more I push it in, the thinner it gets, the walls. Okay, so I do that all the way up, and when I get to here, I'm going to show you what the difference is for these. Instead of making a planter, you're making a seat. Okay, so now I'm all the way up. This is where the seat is going to rest on top of. I'm filling up the cement on the edges first. It's filled in sand in the middle, with sand in the middle, so you can release it when you have a couple days when it dries. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is get this to settle a bit better so these guys can go in nice and solid. Okay. So I have the most area here. So I'm going to put them into the wet cement. But make sure you stay away from this edge, because if you don't stay away from the edge, you're going to get ghosting from the rebar. Go inwards, 6 inches apart. Make sure the rebar gets wrapped around. So the only thing left is to fill this up and make it nice and flat. You got to make sure that these are perfect while they're drying. You take an angle from here to look at it. This is a really rich mix with lots of fiber, polypropylene fibers. This one's further away than this one, so I'm going to move it back into place. The wet cement does that sometimes. Make sure you get a good connection around the edge of the rebar. Okay, I'm going to let this set up a bit so that I can trowel it nice. So the only other thing I do before I leave is I do this. And what that does is makes it a little bit easier to take the piece out of this mold. Because you can get water and air in there. Okay, so I let this set up. Hard to trowel right now because it's too wet. Then I stand on the side and I make sure my angles are equal and my distance is equal. And that's how you make a planter chair. So what we do is we keep this planter chair hollow, and what that means is, as you can look inside there, all this weight is missing. So when you have it on your balcony or wherever, you can easily move it around. Saves you probably about 60, 70 pounds, 60 pounds maybe. And it stands nice and flat.